Now, this is a bigger picture question, but do you think the risk is worth the reward for Red Bull Rampage?
Tough one to say. Honestly, I don't know any different. Sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it is. To me, there is no better feeling than lacing something that you just built and then lacing a trick or stomping a trick, right? In your run, when the time counts, the heli's going, the crowd's going nuts.
It must be
There's
crazy.
no better feeling than that. Does it translate to an actual, monetary value that is worth it? Debatable.
Depends on the person,
And
too.
it's gotten better.
Yeah,
It's definitely gotten better. And as riders, we have pushed really, really hard to make it worth it to be there. So it's definitely better. Like I was saying in those early years, I mean, we'd be in the negative $5,000.
Yeah.
Just from like a dab or a crash or, totally healthy, but in the negative. So it's most definitely gotten better. A lot of us that are out there, especially, us older guys, it's hard for us not to be there. We go out there, we go out and ride those lines just for a film, like a small film part, because we love it that much. So, I mean, when does it become worth it or not? Or, depends on the rider.
Does that compensation come more from the organization, or is it more relying on the sponsors?
It comes from the organization, yeah. So that you get a show up fee, and there was debate for many years on the show up fee and your helmet cam footage, things like that. They're like, oh, we own it, and I'm like, no, you don't. I filmed it.
Yeah.
And so there was some big battles over that stuff for a long time. But nowadays you get a show up fee that goes towards, it unfortunately doesn't pay for everything, right? So if, say you're paying for builders because you want someone efficient at building, you're spending 20 hours a day, maybe, somewhere in that range, 18 hours a day with that person, waking up in the morning, eating dinners, lunches. Also, those people are, those diggers and builders are your lifeline, right?
Yeah.
You're like, you may be working on something over here and you got a builder over there, and you need to have that trust to go, hey, they're going to make sure it's dialed up there. And when you get up there for practice, there'll be times where I don't have a chance to go up to a certain section until I'm ready to practice it.
You have to trust they
So you have
right.
to trust them.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, too, when we're talking about guinea pig and a drop or whatever, speed checking, they also have your back in that regard.
They're like your caddies in a way.
100%, but
Yeah.
probably closer. 'Cause
Really?
You probably don't sleep at the same place as your caddy and go to dinner and have breakfast and, chill with the family on movie night,
Yeah.
every day. So, you have those expenses, right? Then you have every year it's gotten more and more expensive to get like an Airbnb or whatever at Rampage. So that's, already $4,000 to $5,000 by itself. And so that $9,000 you get for a show up is
It's all reinvested in a way.
it goes quick.
Yeah.
It goes really quick.
Okay. So from there, it's relying on your performance.
So from there, you rely on performance, depending on your contracts, right? Like your bike contracts or whatever, your sponsors, you may get bonuses for a certain level or whatever that may be. The size that it's gotten has created a lot of, when I used to travel when I was younger, you'd sit next to the old lady on the airplane and she'd be like, oh, what do you do, son? And you're like, oh, I ride mountain bikes. And they'd be like, oh, do you do the hopping or do you wear the spandex? And I'm like, nah, do like down the hills.
Yeah.
And over time, and especially with how big Rampage has gotten, they either ask you if you wear spandex or do you go off the red cliffs.
Exactly.
And so with that notoriety and that becoming it that big, that you're like, man, it's definitely worth something.
Yeah.
I don't currently have a number on it, but there's a lot of people that do, right? Like Red Bull wouldn't do the event if they were breaking even.
Right.
They've talked in the past about, oh, we break even. I go,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. It's an awesome event.